Namaste my friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about the new moon and solar eclipse coming up on July 13th, 2018. It is a very powerful and transformative and uplifting and healing month we have on our hands this July. It is abundant with growth spurts, personal lessons, consciousness expansion, and just individual and collective evolution in every sense of the word. Sometimes when I'm coming up with these updates, I have like a theme in mind. And the theme that came to me this time is this: merging with your soul. And that is basically what is happening. We are changing the earth plane from within. We are going through a very interesting time where the divine qualities within you are starting to flower and blossom and make themselves more known, take more precedence in your body, in your demeanor, in your thinking, and in your life. Now, the situation we find ourselves in is there's a bit of a dichotomy, a conflict of interest between the ego personality that we all have to some extent and the soul that is benevolent, selfless, longs to just be happy and in harmony with all that is. And we're going through this process of yielding to our soul's will. Hence, all the symptoms, all the conflict, the internal and external, all the stress, all the ups and downs, all the issues, all of the things that make you say, what the heck is happening? My life is a big mess right now. It's us doing our best to yield to the greater aspect that again is growing and emerging within us. Now, that's vague. You probably all knew that. I wanted to point that out, though. It bears reminding sometimes. Now I will go ahead and get into the 5 things, more specific things I think you should know about the energies around this time, especially around the eclipse. Before I do this, let me say what up to you and welcome to my channel. Again, my name is Victor, and I'm always sharing these updates and inspired messages that sort of come to me in an intuitive way as a means of helping people who are relating with this awakening process in any way I possibly can. It's my role, my mission, and my joy to do so. I also have a free gift for you. It's a guided meditation that I made myself. It's specifically designed for people who are going through the awakening process. It's totally free. You can check it out down below if you'd like. And with all that said, I'll now get into the video. Number 1 is incredible clarity. Maybe there have been some issues nagging you, some synchronicity, some signs indicating to you you're putting out something that is not ideal for you. Maybe your life, your world, your dreams are trying to tell you something, and you know it. You probably have an idea of what it is, like it's the next thing to release, the next thing to transcend, a block, if you will. But what is it exactly? It's still there is what it is, and it's still unresolved. But this eclipse is just going to just greatly broaden, expand your clarity. So there may have been things that have been troubling you over the past week or month or year or lifetime or lifetimes that you'll suddenly say, oh, thank goodness. That's all that is. It's just an illusion. It's just something I picked up along the way that seemed wise to carry around for a time, but now I can see it's not. It's not really who I am. It's not an authentic me, and therefore I can easily and gracefully set it down, bless it for teaching me the lessons it taught me, and go on my merry way, lighter, happier, and more free. So if you've been struggling with some stuff, basically, you might have, there's a good chance you'll have clarity on that, which will allow you to let it go forever and feel amazing as a result. Number 2 is problems that are here to make you happier. I know that sounds like insane and a complete contradiction, but hear me out. I'll give an example. I just had a problem about a few minutes ago. I had hiked upward to get here where I'm at now about an hour ago. And I got here, I got my nice little camera set up, I got my seat decked out, I tied up my little dog over there, I got ready to rock and roll, and I realized I had forgot the battery to the camera in my car. It was charging, so I had to go all the way back. And it seemed to me like that happened for a reason. I'm usually on top of all my stuff because I've made that mistake before, but today was different. I had a problem, I forgot the battery. So I said, okay, you know what, it's a nice day. It's actually mild in temperature for being a summer in Vegas. I said, oh, I'll take this opportunity to kind of hike my way back down. And when I was hiking, I'd like broken a nice sweat, so I started running and sprinting, thinking like, yeah, this is a good chance to get a little workout in. But that's a theme going on in my life right now. I'm really becoming aware of where I'm putting my energy. And I've been getting a lot of signals saying, Victor, it'd be advantageous to put less energy into certain areas of your life. One of them being my workouts, and more energy into other areas of my life. So anyways, I hiked back down, I sprinted back up, I finally got back, and I wasn't upset. I had no aggravation with forgetting my battery. It was a beautiful day, I don't mind being here, but I went to shoot my video here, and I realized, like, I did my introduction, and it was like, hey, what's up, guys? I was tired. I was tired from all the running around, because a gradual walk to me became this workout. And I realized how easy it is for me to like fall into this over expending my energy when it comes to workout. So that was a problem that shed light on an issue I'm currently working on, and I got the message. I thought to myself, why would this have happened? And then it just dawned on me, it's because you're always doing that. You're always overexerting yourself, dude, and you've been getting signs to stop doing that. And as long as you continue to do those things that it's time to stop doing, problems will come into your life to help you realize that, to help bring awareness to that so that you can finally break that habit for good and consequently be happier, be more in alignment and balanced and in harmony with where you're currently at in your life. So that was the message that came to me. But you might have little problems coming into your life that have a similar tone to them. Number 3 is you might find yourself doing some fine-tuning to your life so that every little thing is a match for your raising and ever-expanding frequency. Now, I call it fine-tuning. But because you're so sensitive now, you're so sensitive to anything that does not really harmonize with your high vibration now, so it might not always seem like fine-tuning. Little tweaks that could be made to improve your life can seem initially like a massive ordeal. And I'll give an example. As many of you know, we just moved to a new place in Las Vegas, Summerlin. We're in Las Vegas here. And we really were drawn out here. We found a beautiful home right by my Red Rocks. We're so happy. But we went out to eat last Friday. I'm not going to say where exactly, but anyway, where we went, it had a very familiar vibe that I don't personally like. Kind of I don't want to even label it, but it's just not an ideal vibration for me. It's just not the collective attitude of the people, I would say, according to my perception on that night. It's not where I want to be. And I started to jump. This is me doing some fine-tuning. Bear with me. And I started to jump to the conclusion that, oh my goodness, Victor, have you moved and signed this lease and moved into this wrong part of town? Why would I have done that? Did I make this same mistake as before? And I was like, oh my goodness, we just got here, and now it's like I'm seeing something that I didn't see at the time. And I had all these like conclusions I jumped to. But then as the night went on, we ended up having to go out to get something, a universal remote for our TV. We lost it. And as we were out, we were driving around, and I was like, you know what? I realized all of where we were was a much better environment. It just seemed more conducive to where I wanted to be. And I was like, okay, good. It showed me that it's not that you have to move. It's not that you made this massive mistake. It's that one little particular nook and cranny of Summerlin, it's not for you. It's not ideal for you. But that's okay. Then now you know, and now you know where to spend your time to where you're as happy as you possibly can be. So my point is, sometimes you'll go through these little adjustment periods where you see something in a brand new light, and it can cause you to make all these drastic conclusions and implications, oftentimes unnecessarily, because it's just usually a matter of a little fine tuning. Number 4, it's a very, very important time to spread your light. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. A metaphor that came to my mind about what's happening here with this new energy coming into the planet, transforming everything. It's almost like it's coming in and untying knots. Imagine like a knot in your shoe, and it's tied up and bunched up, and there's trapped energy, trapped karma, trapped density. And these energies are coming in and like untying them, and it's like releasing these pockets of density, pockets of fear, pockets of hate, pockets of negative energy in every sense of the word. And we're going through this cleanse of a lot of these knots being untied in a very short span of time at a very fast rate, sort of polluting temporarily the collective with all this purging type of energy. It's a positive thing, because it's released and then it goes away and then we're free of it. But right now there's a lot of that happening, a lot of negative energy sort of being released right now. And what you and I and many of the other light workers have come to do is sort of offset this transition by spreading your light. And it's so simple. You don't have to do anything too drastic. Just about being in your center and being positive and sending people love. Really trying to refrain from cursing at the jerk off that cut you off abruptly. Even if you can make a solid case as to why he had no right to do that, it was not fair, and you were totally wrong, that might be the case, but you, with that energy, is not helping. There's already an overload of it. So if you could really take seriously your role and catch yourself and breathe and tap into your compassion and send out love to that person, it'll, for one, make you feel very good. It's always the best way to deal with any kind of negative energy anyways, but it'll be a very nice and it's an ideal time to do that kind of thing, because it's very intense right now. It's almost like a fine dance. We're all participating in this ascension process. It's not really an easy task that the collective has taken on. So the more light you can spread, the smoother of a transition for everybody. And I know a lot of people, they've come here feeling they have a strong sense of purpose. And they don't know exactly what that is. They don't know what direction specifically to pour their creative energy into, like on a long-term basis. But that doesn't even matter. This is different. This is just you being conscious and present and as loving as you possibly can be, knowing that that is as important of a role as there ever has been. And number 5, going back to the original theme of merging with your soul, you might find yourself prioritizing things a bit differently. Essentially remembering that this life is about, to what degree did you love? It's really that simple. It's so easy to get lost in all the tangents. But when it comes down to it, what you'll remember, what you'll take with you is how you treated people. How selfless were you? How did you love? And I'm finding myself asking myself these questions, and it's not easy to look at ourselves, because if we're honest, most of us are quite selfish, quite self-centered, quite not living for the whole as much as we would like to think. And as our soul wakes up inside of us and merges with us, it'll start to shed light on maybe some areas in our lives where we could be more loving and more selfless. And this is happening with me too. I'm not saying just for you guys. Like, one of the things that's been happening to me is I've really been becoming aware of like how I disperse my finite energy. I have a lot of things that I'm highly passionate about, like this, my online presence and helping people and my mission. That takes up a lot of my energy. I love to exercise and to keep myself healthy. I have a family. I have a very demanding family life with 3 young children. I have a wife, and we have a good relationship. I have friends. So there's all these different areas that require energy, and I'm being shown that, Victor, you're putting more energy than you need to into your workouts. It doesn't matter. You're not like a teenager anymore. You don't have to be as big as you want to be. You can just sort of chill on that. And I'm also putting a little bit too much energy into my growth with my online business and my online mission. And I could probably temper that a little bit and have more energy for my children and my wife and just the family life. By most people's standards, I'm a great father, but I could be a better one, honestly. I could be more present for them. And that's what I'm learning, and it's coming to me in this sort of similar ways I'm expressing to you, like, Victor, what is going to really matter? It's going to matter, how did you love? Because time comes and goes very quickly. Before you know it, we'll be saying goodbye to this place, and what we will find ourselves thinking about is, how did we love? And what's nice about that, even though it can be sometimes difficult to accept that you have been living a life not as loving as you could be, with that knowledge and awareness comes power. And then we have a chance to do something about it. And in doing so, we can make a massive shift in our life. We can make a massive difference in how happy we are, and we can really turn things around very quickly if we can allow ourselves to accept the hard truths that are sort of bombarding us at this time. So I wish you all well with that. Again, it's not an easy transition, and it's also not easy to have the weight on our shoulders of trying to be loving and compassionate and intuitive and present and aligned when we are going through our own stuff. But there are people who are having a rougher time at this time, and it'd be very nice of us to just do our best with being cool and understanding and compassionate to people who might be very hot-headed and triggered and just tempered and temperamental and angry. And it's so easy to become pissed off at the dark world we live in, but we came to change it, and we can change it. We are changing it. Okay? That's my message, my friends. I hope it helps you in some way. I wish you all nothing but the best. I'm going to bounce. As I said, I'm feeling a bit tired today. I'm going to go home and chill, and I'll be in touch soon. Have an amazing day. Peace.